Hey guys, good evening. This is Dave with Moniology.com. Hope everyone is having a great day. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, 2017. We're going to take a look at some of the hottest names in the biotech sector. These are not this is not an exhaustive list, but we're just looking at our 300 plus names in the sector and just looking at some of the top picks and names you want to have on your watch list or you might want to consider owning. So let's have a look at what we've got here in the sector. All right, so Jounce Therapeutics, JNCE. This is one that's been bouncing for several weeks here, and since early August had a nice hammer pattern in the first week of August, and we've had 3 up weeks since. We're hovering right above the 50 on the weekly RSI, and that's a very, very important sign, a level of resistance. If it breaks it and holds above that level, we should see much higher prices ahead in Jounce. We think certainly a test of this middle Bollinger Band at 1766 is very likely, and probable pullback thereafter. But I think the risk reward on this is still very good with a break with a stop loss just under 16, and we think the upside here is definitely above 20, possibly to the 22 level. But something very good going on in this particular stock. Next on the list is Mankind, MNKD. Beautiful breakout of this downtrend. We pointed this out several weeks ago. We had this initial move up, and we couldn't break higher. We tried again a couple times, and then ultimately broke below. And we thought we actually got stopped out of this over here around the 130 level. But we've since broken above that. Had 3 weeks in a row of very nice hammer patterns. Volumes increasing. The MACDs are at multi-year highs, which is a very bullish development. Accumulation starting to pick up on the weekly, and as we pointed out in a video probably about a month and a half ago, our price target is about 250 now that this downtrend is broken, and possibly can go as high as 5 if this 250 area is taken out with significant volume. But bottom line is very bullish developments above the 50 on the weekly RSI, coupled with multi-year highs in the MACDs, suggests that this could be a very, very nice trend in the offing for Mankind. Marinus Pharmaceuticals, MRNS, beautiful downtrend breakout in July, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up weeks in a row, and now we're consolidating here right below $3. Our next price target is 4, and we think we'll get there in short order, but it's very overbought. So while pullback is possible, if it does pull back at $2 is very important support. But ultimately, we think that this is going to get up to the 4, possibly as high as a 6 level, which would be which would fill this long-term gap here that it dropped from when it closed around 6.15 and went all the way down to about $2 in June of last year. Merrimack Pharmaceuticals, MACK, we like this one. It looks like it's about to have a really significant move to the upside. MACDs are starting to curl towards 0. If this breaks above 0, that could be a very substantial move. We want to see this break above 150, and that's a buy with a target of $2 for this gap fill here at $2, and then want to see some consolidation, and possibly this could be the beginning of a big move higher towards the $5 level. But 150 is a level you want to watch. Minerva Neurosciences, NERV, one that we called the bottom around 650 here once it broke out of this downtrend, rode it up here, sold around that 10 level. It's since broken down and it's made new lows, but very interestingly, lows on price, but not lows on RSI, which is positive divergence, which is very constructive. Now we've broken out of this downtrend, and we think that there's a new uptrend in the offing. Not sure how high it goes, but this is, again, good risk-reward entry above $6, and possibly eventual target of towards 13 should it successfully break above that $10 range here. But we think it's actually going to get there. Molecule Biotech, MBRX, beautiful breakout in June. from, I would say, about 70 cents all the way to, made a run all the way to 375. It's fallen off a little bit, no surprise there, all the way down to 130, and now it's starting to move higher. Double topped here at the, let's say, around between the 340 and 375 area, but noticeably it actually built momentum on the RSI here versus here, and that's a very positive development. It's consolidated in this kind of bullish flag pattern above that $2 zone, and now it's starting to move higher again. Should it break above the 60 on the RSI? We think it will. Ultimately, we think it takes out the 350 level and makes a run towards 5 to 550. Very bullish stock pattern, MBRX. Momenta Pharmaceuticals, MNTA. Kind of a boring stock, if you will. We like the smaller names, but we've got a couple in this watch list that just too hard to ignore. It's had this very nice uptrend since March, from $8 all the way up to about 20. It's kind of double topped here with negative divergence on the RSI, so no surprise that it pulled back. Now it's finding support on that 15 level, which was previous resistance at multiple levels here, and now it looks like it's ready to move higher above that 19. So if it breaks above 19, which is our first target, we think it's going to test that 25 to 26 level. Next on the list is Myriad Genetics, MYGN. This is one that we called around that 23 level. We got in long, and our price target was 30, so that's been hit. But we think that there's much greater upside here from a technical standpoint. Should the uptrend continue, could possibly hit as high as 40 to 46 at some point this year. Next on the list is NANK West. Beautiful breakout here in June from this downtrend. We've now retested this breakout level around $5, and now we've got this wedge again that's starting to look like it's going to break to the upside with a price target at $7.50 and then followed by 10. Why do we say that? Because it's curling right below the 50 to the upside on the weekly RSI. Currently it's above that, and it's kind of broken up above this downtrend on RSI, and we think that this is the beginning stages of a move higher towards 10. But you want to see the MACDs curl back upward. If they curl below 0, then likely that thesis is invalidated. But bottom line is it's still above the middle Bollinger Band. That's bullish. It's above $5. That's bullish. So very good risk reward entry. Stop loss below $5. Breakout, and we've got a very nice move that can be about 80% gains. IDRA Pharmaceuticals, IDRA, looks like it's breaking up above $2, and that's very bullish. Some very significant upside as it breaks above the 50 on the weekly RSI. It's got some MACDs above 0. Stochastics looks very strong, so a name you want to consider. IMGN, IMGN, just a beautiful move from 153 in a stair-step pattern higher. It's now above $8. Looks like it wants to test 10, but we think that this is going to make a run towards that 20 level at some point in the not too distant future. Immunomedics, IMMU, another one of those moves from about the 150 zone all the way towards $12 in less than a year. So beautiful stair-step pattern after a rounded base here. No telling, don't know the fundamentals of this company, but looks like it's setting up for another run higher, and some significant upside potentially still here ahead as the MACDs cross above 0 again, and accumulation continues to be very, very strong. Interpace Diagnostics, IDXG, beautiful breakout of this downtrend. And so we broke out last couple weeks. MACDs are now above 0, and now it's consolidating above this support around 135, 125 area. We think the next move is towards this 250 EMA around the 260 level, followed by an eventual run possibly to test these recent highs. But first things first, let's that move toward the 50 EMA is one that would be substantial in terms of gains. So definitely one you want to own or have on your watch list. JUNO Therapeutics, JUNO. We called this bullish development once we broke above this downtrend, consolidated above this trend line, retested a couple times, and then boom, started taking off. And that was your this is a strong buy point right here when it broke above this line. This is an even stronger buy point when you have this hammer pattern off this downtrend. Two hammers here in a row, basing pattern, and then boom. Once you broke up out above that 30 level, which was multiple levels of resistance many times over here in the past, and above that 60 level on the RSI. Now it's firmly above 70, and 70 is where you get the strongest moves. That's when it's most overbought, but most overbought can remain overbought for a long time. Look at the volume here. Who knows? Maybe this company's getting bought out. I haven't really looked at the news. I really don't care. But as far as a pattern goes, very, very bullish. Cadmon Holdings, KDMN, one that you want to have on your radar. It's had this multi-month correction from a high of 420 to a low of 205, starting to gain some legs. MACDs are starting to build strength to the upside again, and it looks like it's about to break through that 40 level on the RSI. And for us, this is a buy above the middle Bollinger Band around 273. With a first price target of 3, but on a larger scale, price about 420 would be a nice level to target. Next on the list is KERX Biopharma, KERX. Looks like it's breaking out of a multi-year basing consolidation pattern above that $7 range. Our price target is 10. And why do we like it? Well, it's consolidated above the 50 on the weekly RSI. It's bullish, and now it's looking to break above that 660 level. And if it does, $10 is the price target that you want to consider. KITE Pharma, guys, this stock has been absolutely out of control once it broke out this multiple top around that 88 to 90 level. Once it broke out, it was kind of like see you later. Management deserves a raise. Take it from here. Don't know how far it's going, but I don't know what's going to stop this particular company. They're definitely doing something right. But this is the type of move that happens when you have a 3-year consolidation zone, basically between 60, if you want to even go all the way down to 40 to 90, and then finally breaks out, moves about 100% in less than a couple weeks, really. And finally on the list is La Jolla Pharmaceutical, LJPC. For those of you who haven't been in La Jolla, absolutely beautiful, but this has nothing to do with this watch list. But these guys look like they're setting up for a major run. It's basing pattern, similar to KITE actually, where you have multi-year consolidation between 12 and 50, and now it's looking like it wants to retest that 45 zone, but RSI is building some significant strength. It's diverging positively. It's now at the same level as it was when we were at higher price points. Even though the price point is lower at 34, RSI is testing those areas at 35, 37, 39, and we think the first price target is 45, and if that breaks out, it could have a run similar to KITE where it moves about 100% in a couple of months' time. Bottom line is there are a lot of great names in the biopharma space. We're going to try to make some videos over the coming days where we just look at 10 to 50 names in the sector that you definitely want to have on your radar. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe on YouTube, StockTwits, and Twitter. Have a wonderful evening.